Hey, love. It's me, Love Jones. I am back with another one. Broadcasting live from my car. I just want to see what's in the energy, y'all. Be honest with you. I've been kind of confused since last night because everything in my energy keeps saying somebody won. I'm confused because I was never competing for anything. But it's somebody always in the background. Somebody always in the background watching you and fighting for something. If they want it, they probably deserve to have it, whoever it is, whatever it is. But I'm still confused about what's going on. I just want to pull and see. Hmm. Legacy, generational wealth. First card I see here. Something could be going on with generational wealth. Says if I can't have you, no one will here. So this case is someone stopping you from somebody trying to stop somebody here from having generational wealth. Hmm. Somebody trying to stop somebody from having generational wealth. Imagine trying to stop somebody and tearing them all down and doing all these weird things behind the scene. And they end up having it anyway. When you try to tear somebody down and lift up somebody else's and then cause somebody to lose everything they had just because you don't want them to have something without you and they end up with it anyway without you. Imagine that. And now you got to look at somebody who you trashed in the background and watch them win anyway. And when everybody's supporting them like you didn't, they get to talk about how garbage of a person you are. So people can know that you took your precious time and tried to tear them down in the background because you couldn't get what you wanted. It's what this is here. The case of somebody trying to steal somebody's joy in life. Somebody wants somebody to stay in the same place because they can't do it with them because they made the wrong choices because they don't want to let go of something that was never anything. Keep seeing unexpected income right here. Somebody gonna get it anyway. And so what you thought you did was ruin the opportunity for somebody here. Hey y'all. Somebody here thought they ruined the opportunity for someone, and they may very well have ruined the opportunity for someone. But the way God works is it doesn't stop, it gets bigger and better. And so, whatever opportunity you ruined wasn't meant anyway, it was never meant anyway. And whoever they decide to work with, it's not going to be the same. Not going to be the same energy, y'all. It's not going to be the same. Yeah, I just leave it at that. You have some people here who sleep their way up in life, and some people actually do the work. A lot of times, thought bodies win anyway, but they have nothing to offer, and so the company never really goes anywhere. It just stay in the same place, or whatever the situation may be. I see entertainment here. So it's a lot of ways you can entertain. It's an OnlyFans page, and a lot of people entertain others with that, doing what they do. And so when you get around a bunch of thirsty people, a lot of times all you got to do is that. You got some people here probably work together to tear somebody down so they wouldn't win something. And unfortunately, me, I don't even know what the end game was. I don't know what the prize was supposed to be. Evidently, it wasn't that much of a prize to me. I don't know what the prize was. See, somebody can't have children here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. So I was just curious to know because I went to sleep last night, and before I went to sleep I kept noticing, all in the energy is like somebody was trying to brag about winning something. You had people throwing shots, talking about I let somebody win. And I'm reading energy. Scorpio here. Maybe Scorpio is who won. But I have no idea what the competition was for here. And so here I am trying to rebuild my life that they single-handedly torn down, or as a collective torn down here. The last past year, I've literally lost everything due to some people in the background who were purposely trying to sabotage me. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I won. I won. What the fuck? I don't know what you won because I've been literally doing my own thing. Scorpio, whoever the Scorpio is, evidently won something here. It says a family setup. So the family set something up, which I'm not surprised because, I mean, like I said, the family has been jealous of me since I first started doing what I was doing, especially a Scorpio here. I don't know what Scorpio it is. I got a cousin Scorpio and a niece Scorpio. I wasn't never, cousin Scorpio. I ain't never had no relationship with, so I'm confused of why she even in my energy. But when it comes to money, everybody watch. They sit in the background, and you never even know. And then my niece Scorpio, between her and her mama, they became haters so fast when I started doing stuff, going on trips, and they couldn't afford to do anything. I would invite them all the time, and they not want to do anything because they couldn't afford to do it. But the more I went, the more, y'all know the story. The more I went, the more they became jealous. The more my sister all of a sudden wanted the exclusivity of things. I don't know what kind of rumor she spread in the background, but I remember it's evidently something for me to have blocked her about. And so I already knew, the lying in the background to get attention, the jealousy, the envy coming from them. I don't know what they won, but evidently somebody won something here. And family worked together to do it. Somebody didn't want somebody to have something. And so you have a whole family of people working together, coming after one person. And so I guess they want to cause one person to lose everything they have here so that person can look like a bum. They want to cause one person to lose everything here, while they look like they have everything in the background. And so I don't know what it is they won, but whatever it is they won, they probably deserve it. They probably deserve it, y'all. I see a fatal attraction here. No, I feel like I'm just, I'm beyond a lot of people. 48 laws of power. It says never outshine your master. Unfortunately, I've outshined a lot of people already without even trying, just being me. And that's why they had to try to tear down what I have over here, because I was already doing that. And so I feel like, with that said, they were always going to choose somebody who was beneath me. And I don't know who's choosing what, but I feel like that's the case here, because I outshined people a long time ago. You got whole celebrities out here, wannabe celebrities out here, people with these statuses, and they all trying to be in my energy. They all trying to be me. I've watched them single-handedly try to be me and in my energy. And so I know that said alone, I've already outshined a lot of people here. And so the best thing they can do was get what was beneath me, the low hanging fruit. And so whatever this is, whoever it is, they won. Whatever it is, they won. Congratulations. You probably fit right in with the people, but I didn't. That's the problem. I didn't fit right in with certain people because they were too busy competing with me in the background. So not only would family lie and get jealous when they had more than me, you had people out there with actually more than me. People with wives and families and husbands and nice houses and nice cars and on TV and on the radio and all these things out here, and they imitate me and my energy. And I ain't gonna bother to name them right now, but eventually I probably will, because no need to holding anything back. They didn't hold anything back. What happened here is you had a whole family of people, and it was my own family, and probably somebody I left alone at the same time whose feelings was hurt. Take their time and come for me in the background, why I didn't even know what was going on. And so while I'm trying to build up everything I've lost, evidently they would compete with me, coming for everything that I would say supposed to be mine, but evidently is not supposed to be mine. God always gives me better. And so there are lessons to learn in the process. And then he'll come back and he'll give you much better than what you ever expected. So I feel like in this case here, I just seen thirsty snakes, because I feel like that's what these people are. A bunch of thirsty snakes out here. And they won because they all worked together against one person. It's a whole gang up here to kick somebody when they was down. And they the ones who caused me to be down. They're the ones who told the lies, spreaded the rumors, had people looking at me a certain way, made me lose some of the things that I've lost working with certain people here. And then what happened is, when they knocked me down, when all my money is drained, when they've caused me to lose my house, my car, when they've spreaded enough rumors in the background to have them blocked and everybody looking at me like I did something wrong, then all of a sudden they won. You won off lies. You won off jealousy, off envy. This wasn't a competition because I wasn't competing. You were in the background competing with someone who wasn't even playing with y'all. You've torn down somebody's life to win something that didn't even belong to you. But here's the thing. If it wasn't meant for you, then it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. Whoever it is going to lose, just like you did in life when you felt the need to comfort me. And so y'all all just lose as far as I'm concerned here. Y'all are all just losers. And you deserve each other. And so y'all celebrate in the background and act like y'all won. When the truth is, I'm still gonna get what I should have gotten at the beginning. And yeah, I've had to go through all of this. I see, fraud. People committed fraud. They filed fake police reports on me. Again, they spreaded rumors, told lies. We already see, a couple of these people I had on video, people they were paying to be out here to spread these rumors, to tell these lies on me so they can win. And so, people out here, y'all, let me tell y'all, they ain't asleep as you think they are. They may not be that smart and they may not be spiritually awakened, but as far as just an extra sense where they can hear what you're saying, hear what it is you're thinking, a lot of these people out there are like that. A lot of them. And so don't get it twisted. Like people don't know what's going on. They know what's going on. They know that these people lied. They know they spread rumors. They know they stole. They know they done black magic and manipulated things. They know they've done love spells in certain cases. They know everything these people have done to try to win. They know. And so for you to know and still choose to work with somebody, then that say you just as low as them. In my mind. For you to know and you to still choose them, you got to be on the same level as them. And that's why it's so easy for everybody to work together when y'all on the same level. And so, again, the book says don't outshine your master. Unfortunately, I've already outshined a lot of people here. No, it's so funny because I say I need to work with A-list celebrities and not the D-list ones, because the D-list ones here, they won't come after you. They won't watch people try to tear you down in order to win. They wouldn't even want to win with somebody who they watch do the most to tear somebody else down, because they know at the end of the day, when they decide not to deal with these people anymore, they're going to do the most to tear them down. They know that at the end of the day. But everybody not on the same level. Yeah. I have surpassed them. And that's why they try to win with my energy here. But everything you built up off my energy will come crashing down. Everything you think you won, every person you think you're around that you've got to where you are off my energy, you won't be there long. Mark my words. I don't care how many things you invest in at the end of the day. The way God works, it'll all come crashing down. And you and them will be broke-minded losers. And I guess looking for the next victim out here. I see how y'all can get ahead in life again. But this right here that happened to me, that y'all watch happen, that y'all help contribute to happening, it's going to be a one-time thing here. You won't be able to do this again. See, sometimes it looks like God is testing me, but he really testing the people around me. He really testing those people around me to see how far would they go in order to try to get what they want. And when I tell y'all, people went far. Family went far. People who I call my friends went far. People who I was supporting that never really turned around to support me, but they sucked in all the energy that I was given. I watched people win off the energy that I was given, not off what they could get when they was already at home, because the person they was with wasn't even giving the energy, y'all. Truth be told. And that's why they were where they was. And it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I've watched people gain a lot off me and my energy and trying to be in my energy and trying to imitate me. I've watched people fix marriages. I've watched people have babies they were struggling with having at first. I watched them get positions on shows. I've watched them come out of pretty much retirement and start living their best life all over again, like their career just taken off, because the truth is it was just taken back off, because it was at a standstill at first. And so at the end of the day, y'all got a chance to see what what energy is like when you have the right kind of energy. But unfortunately, instead of y'all learning and doing something to change your energy, y'all chose to try to steal and manipulate the energy as if it was your own, and then go run off with it with someone else. And unfortunately, that's not how this works. Once things are released, then that energy is going to go right back down again, because you never had it the right way. And so at the end of the day, what y'all think y'all have won and ran off and maybe chose somebody else to win with, you'd be surprised how many times I've watched this happen, and people don't go far. They don't go far before they dip their head back in and try to steal some more energy. They don't go far. They don't go far before they realize they effed up. And so I don't know. Again, I don't know what this is they won, whether it was a position in life. Evidently, someone is a beggar here. I'm not begging nobody. I'm not even going to ask you, because the simple fact is, you didn't ask me. When I gave my energy to you, you didn't ask me for it. I done it voluntarily. I done it because I wanted to see certain people win. And so I'm not going to beg you for a damn thing. I'm not even going to try to be in competition with somebody who I know don't have anything to offer when it comes down to certain things. But you know what I noticed? People will invest in women who ain't got nothing to offer but airhead and fake butt before they invest in somebody here that they could actually win with. They could actually get money off of. But a lot of people get money with the person's energy, and then they feel like they don't need it anymore, because they already where they want to be in life. And so now they can just go for what somebody just scrolled by that said the person with the pretty face. I don't feel like I'm lacking anything when it comes down to the face card, but you know, some people have their favorites here. Everybody got that type. A lot of people type is the same thing, you know. No melanin. And some type of fake body. Most people out here. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get all into that. Mother-in-law here, y'all. At the end of the day, all these people meant for each other. They out here seeking my energy again. Just like they watch me go without a lot of times. This whole entire time they watched come for me while I was out here trying to pick up the pieces. And the thing is, I was the one doing something myself. I don't have an inheritance to live off of out here. You know, I don't have a person out here helping me. And so what I was doing, I was always doing it by myself. Always by myself. And so when I was at a point where I was traveling and doing what I wanted to do in life, it was off my own dime. It wasn't because anybody was helping me. It wasn't because anybody was giving me money out here. It's because I knew how to manage my money. And some of these same people out here, I was asking to come with me and do certain things, couldn't afford to do it. They couldn't afford to do them. It's because although they had more than me, they didn't know how to manage their money. And that's what happens when you have it just given to you, and you don't earn it. A lot of times you don't know the value of it, and so you mismanage it. And that's what happened here. You know, you try to hang with family, you want them to come with you, but they couldn't afford to do what it is you were doing. And then all of a sudden, all of my stuff is being torn down around me while my sister's going to exclusive events that I can't be invited to, evidently. Now, when you was having your birthday at the club every week, every year, then not only I was invited to every birthday, but the the whole city was invited to your birthday because it was in the club. But all of a sudden, yeah, I remember it like yesterday. And I came back from Costa Rica. It's like my whole world got torn down after that. And I remember my sister telling me that my niece was asking her, did I block her? And all I can remember thinking is, why would I have blocked you? What did you do behind my back that would have made me block you? What y'all think I found out about? Now, all this time went by, and I still haven't found out because nobody here opens their mouth. What they do is they take up for people. They keep their mouth closed and they just watch people who are like them. And then they turn around and they work with them because it's people like them. They all are on the same level of garbage, is what it comes down to. All being on the same level of garbage. And so instead of somebody saying, your family did this, your own sister did this behind your back, your own people are coming for your position in life, what it is that you've worked hard to get in. They trying to tell you stuff. Instead of somebody coming to me and telling me what they did is got paid to shut their mouth at the end of the day. So these people, the same people that I would call my friends and having their back, what they did is took money and faded into the background. And these people were already well off, but they chose sides here. They chose sides. And so in some cases, people were so well off, but they have connections to police officers and people in corporate positions and managements where you work at, and somehow I end up losing everything. And so after you said whatever you said in the background here, now all of a sudden I'm getting fired from my job. All of a sudden these people I'm hanging around act like they don't know me, they don't want me around anymore. All of a sudden my money is going away. All of a sudden I'm losing stuff. I got people following me, feel like they watching me. Police are following me, watching me doing things. I got all this stuff going on in the background, but nobody's telling me what's going on. And so meanwhile, for the last year or two, I've been trying to put my life back together. Only this past year where I've completely lost everything. It was January when I lost my job. Shortly after that, my car. Haven't even been able to get a job really since then. What I have been able to do, they've been trying to take that from me so that I can continue to look like whatever rumors or lies they've spread in the background, when the truth is they could never measure up to me. And the truth is, when I was doing what I was doing, everybody seemed to be jealous. And now the same family that I have that didn't even like each other, by the way, go ahead and just put it out there. They didn't even like each other. All of a sudden start supporting each other. And all of a sudden they start coming for celebrities. You ain't even have the self-esteem enough to go around certain people to think you can pull certain people. And when you see me around them, all of a sudden y'all on the internet with your bras and panties on and tagging celebrities and trying to do things that you think gonna get their attention and trying to compete with me in the background while I'm just trying to pick up the pieces of my life because I don't know what the hell is going on. And so that's what I've had, a whole family and some fake friends, even some of them, the people who turn their back on me, who I've taken the time to lift up. Because, just like Kanye West said, some of the people highest up got the lowest self-esteem. And so they put on a smile in front of the cameras or when they about to post something on Instagram. But me being who I am, you see it right through. You see right through it, y'all. And so I've taken my time and lift people up. I don't know what this Gemini and Earth signs are. Maybe those are people with the low self-esteem. Yeah, I've taken my time to lift people up and make them feel good about themselves, and they just kind of fade in the background when it's my turn, when I'm out here without. But everybody, they still see you. That's what's so funny. They still see you. Everything that you're doing, everything that you've been through, they still see you. So yeah, while they watch me go through stuff over and over again and they know exactly who's doing it to you, they won't open their mouth and say anything. Not because they feel like something's going to happen to them, but because they getting something in the process. Whether they getting paid to do it or whether they just getting, excuse my language, but ass thrown back from some of these people out here who are willing, more than willing, to try to sleep their way up through the process. And so I guess, I don't know. In the process, something here was won, and I'm still not really sure what, because, like I said, the whole time I haven't been competing with anybody for anything. I've just been kind of rebuild the life that I've watched people tear down. Like I said, the same people who didn't even like each other, now all of a sudden they are supporting each other and trying to come for what it is that I was already had in my hand. It's pretty much what happened here. Something that I already had in my hand. I had to stop doing everything that I was doing and try to rebuild stuff that was being torn down while they support each other and come for what I was already doing. And so in the midst of that, you had my little sister doing things that I was already in the process of doing. Some people don't even have nothing. I guess whatever, maybe they made the face or something, because some people don't even have nothing to offer, y'all, to be honest with you. They ain't have nothing to offer but the fact that they don't mind doing a threesome with whoever want to do it with. Um, the fact that they, probably help steal some money in the background, and so it looked like they have more than what they should have, but nobody's going to say something about the money that you're stealing in the background, because they benefiting from it too. They benefiting from it too. So here it is, I supposed to have stuff that I don't have because everybody is in on watching stuff be stolen from me, watching everything that I built up for myself, by myself, being torn down from me, while they come for me in the background, and everything they see me going for, that I worked for, now they all of a sudden going for. They ain't work for nothing. Some of them don't even have an education. Not saying you have to have one, especially in this entertainment industry. You don't have to have any, you know, you don't have to have it, especially whatever people want you to do. Employers could have been in on something here, which I feel like they were, because all of a sudden, I had my boss coming after me. All of a sudden, my supervisor, a company I've been in for 11 years, all of a sudden, they retaliating against stuff that I'm reporting. All of a sudden, they treating me like a third wheel or something. All of a sudden, they watching me like a hawk at the job. All of a sudden, they looking for things to write me up from. Uh, so yeah, I'm not surprised. I see bribe here. Somebody could have been bribed to do that. It doesn't surprise me. It don't surprise me, because the company I was at 11 years, somebody who was there for 1 year came in and fired me. And he wrote me up 3 times in 2 months just so he could fire me. So it doesn't surprise me that people here was just bribed to do stuff here. No, it's so funny is that one of the people who was trying so hard to get in my energy and imitate me, they have spaces there. So I know they have connections. These people call themselves higher up, they have connections with the people that I work for. And so, people clout chase all the time. That's what you have here. Family clout chasing, trying to get the attention of celebrities that you were hanging around, or that they feel like it is may somehow want to work with you when it comes down to something. And then you got your job clout chasing. Some of these same people right here doing whatever they have to do for the money. And if that means firing somebody who has more experience than you have with the company, then I'm just going to fire you. If that means giving you 3 days to move out of an apartment that you've been in for 11 years, then I'm just going to do whatever it is I'm told to do. And it's okay. When you realize at the end of the day, everybody coming for you. When you realize in this competition that you didn't even win, then you know where you stand in life. You know. I gotta be very good at what I'm doing, or else it wouldn't have took the whole city. First of all, family, but y'all came from my job. Y'all came from my reputation by talking behind my back to people who I was hanging with. Y'all came for positions y'all seen me eventually having. Y'all came for my money. And so you have people holding back, slick holding back inheritances that you're supposed to receive. Why, you know, it looked like people have more than what they have because they stealing from you. I was working on books. I wrote 4 or 5 children books. I was working on a lot of stuff had to do with spirituality. I had a travel business that I was trying to expand on. My pages were just taking off, and then all of a sudden, all that came to a halt, and everything around me was being torn down. While your own family come for everything that you were building. And so, at a certain point, because of the people I was playing with, the people I was hanging around, one of my businesses that I had in my mind that I hadn't quite put on paper yet, but I had it in my mind to do and I still plan on doing it, but a vegan snack shop. And because of the person that I was kind of playing with at the time, I said I was gonna name it These Nuts, and I felt like I said I was inspired by Pinky, um, who have Slutty Vegan, and I felt like if she can do it, then I can do it too. And it's so funny because when all my stuff got torn down, all of a sudden my little sister comes up with this vegan stuff. I don't know, she kind of switched what she was doing 1,000 times over again, but all of a sudden she's inspired by the same people who I'm inspired by. All of a sudden she's doing this vegan stuff all of a sudden. And so, yeah, slowly I've just seen a lot of people just kind of come for me. And so while they've secretly been in the background watching me and probably trying to figure out how I was able to do what I was able to do and how I was being around the people who I was around at the time, I've watched them tear down what I had and then come for it at the same time. And so now here it is, I'm without nothing, but they've slowly built themselves up. Mind you, again, the same family who wasn't even talking to each other, they stopped acting like they so much as seen a post. They didn't see it anymore, but I know they truly seen it. As when I watched my sister stop liking stuff, at a certain point, I was still talking to her. And so she would slip up and mention some of the pictures that I posted, which tells me you still see them. You just, your ego, your jealousy, your envy, making you stop liking them. But you know what they did start liking was each other posts. And so, you know, family members that I know, nobody else knows, but I know myself, that they didn't even deal with each other prior to me losing everything, and it was all over money. Now all of a sudden they supporting each other, right? Now all of a sudden they liking everything each other doing, and they sharing they post, and they acting like they the best family in the world. They hadn't talked to each other in at least 2 years because of money, pretty much. But don't nobody know that though. You know, people only see what they can see on the outside. And so people don't know that these people didn't even like each other. And so they looking at it and they think it's just the best family ever, so supportive towards each other. Not realizing that they're supporting the person that was winning in order to support each other so they can get the place of the person who was winning. And so you have the whole family coming for me. And stuff. And then they working with people who had access to certain things. And so they got people watching me. They got officials watching me for no reason. They have people following you. And so the minute you mention you being followed, it'll sound like you crazy as hell. They trying to make you look like you losing your mind out here in the streets. This is what I've dealt with. And then all of a sudden, today, or last night, I all of a sudden started getting all this energy that's, it's like saying all this weird stuff about allowing somebody else to win. And you know, I told y'all they've been putting Shamar in my energy for the longest, and I couldn't figure out why. Because in my mind, Shamar was doing better than them. At least Shamar started, you know, whatever business he was doing. But then I come to find out it's maybe about his body type, which I know that they've been body politicking anyway. And so evidently, because I'm not shaped like people who bought their bodies, then that was the issue. So anyway, Shamar came back up again last night. And that's what they were saying. You know, Shamar gonna go back to being homeless because of this, because of that. Mind y'all, I read through everything. I know exactly what it is they talking about. And so I'm confused about where all this energy is coming from all of a sudden, because I've been like I've been for a while now, trying to rebuild myself, fighting against a whole city of people who've been coming at me constantly trying to tear my shit down because they want to see other people win, because they don't like the light that I carry, because they want the light that I have. They want it themselves. And so meanwhile, I've been in the background trying to quietly rebuild everything that's been lost or stolen from me. And all of a sudden, I get all this energy like I let somebody win. Whole time, I ain't been in no competition with anybody. Trying to ruin your reputation. It's your own family doing this, New York. Working with people who have access to stuff now. I see New York. So maybe somebody from New York slept with one of your relatives. That's what I just finished saying. You know, you got some people who don't care about sleeping their way into situations. So here I am around certain people, but I ain't throwing any ass back at them. I'm not doing it. I see everybody else around doing it, but I'm not doing it because I know what I have to offer. And evidently it was working because, you know, people all in my energy watching everything that I do. Every single thing that I do. And so here you have his family come along, and the same people you hanging out with that they feel like you have potential with, they go and try to sleep with them. And then they talk about you behind your back to try to ruin your reputation. And so you all of a sudden look around and you wonder how these people who couldn't afford to do anything, how all of a sudden they hanging with, you know, or tagging people these so-called celebrities and they stuff now. Like, how y'all gain access to people all of a sudden? You don't have anything to offer other than ass, but evidently that worked. Evidently it worked, y'all. And so what you have is, you know, people sleeping with people to try to sleep their way up and stuff. People, working with people to try to ruin your reputation. And so, like I said, you have people around here where I've been at for 11, 12 years almost. Somebody making their way around to the places that I be at to try to talk about me, to try to spread rumors and gossip about me. That's these people, y'all. That's what I've dealt with family, and that's why I don't deal with family anymore. Because I watched them get jealous of me while I was doing very well in life. And all of a sudden, all of my stuff started being torn down. Never figured out why my sister, what is it she said that would make my niece ask her, did she get blocked because of whatever it is she did? Never figured that out. But evidently it worked, because now what you have is family sleeping with these celebrities. And me getting y'all, I read through energy very well. You wouldn't believe some of the stuff I picked up on in my energy. And so I've been picked up on that. I was just confused of why, like how all of a sudden these people gain access to them. It's like people they have no boundaries here. None of them. The people you call your friends, whose self-esteem was on the floor, at you taking your time and lift up, or the people who in your family who just want a position. They just want a clout chase. They just want to be out there in the light. They feel entitled to what it is that you worked hard for, but they're not going to put in the work to do it. What they're going to do is love spells and try to sleep with whoever they can sleep with in the process. Because if you ain't giving it up, then I can come in and I can give it up first real fast. And then I can all of a sudden be on the team. And what you'll be is looked at crazy, because we gonna talk and tell a lot of lies and spread a lot of rumors and have people looking at you crazy in the process. And so now these same people who you were once hanging out with on your own looking at you crazy, and they done faded into the background now. Now people not saying too much of anything. Now people act like they don't know what to say to you. Now people looking at you crazy here. And so that's been the story. That's like the story of my life pretty much. As soon as I was able to get up, I was single-handedly torn down by my own family. By my own family, who got together and decided they were going to do stuff to have me out here feeling like this, while they got what it is that I worked hard for. This what they were going after here. And so if it means sleeping with these celebrities real fast, if it means sleeping their way up to stuff, and that's what they're going to do, because at the end of the day, this is what they are. Jealous. And so you have a whole group, a whole family out here, instead of supporting the person who was already there in a certain position. What they decided to do is tear that person down, steal from that person, help that person be destroyed in so many ways, talk about them, try to ruin their reputation, and then come for the people around them by sleeping with them. Evidently, I'm saying too much, because here it is again, and my laptop done started going out. And my laptop done started going out. So yeah, that's what I have here. Copycats, a bunch of people in my background trying to imitate me and sleep with the people who I was around, the people who they probably already done a reading on me, some type of divination on me, because again, spell work is definitely used in this situation. They were manipulating a whole lot of things around me. Whole lot of things around me. And so somebody probably got a reading done, which is what they do. You know, you have family telling you what your own life is going to consist of. I know, my family act like they good Christian people and they don't believe in getting readings. What I do right now, cards that I do, they don't believe in this type of stuff. But when push come to shove, they'll go and they'll do this type of stuff. How I know? Because I've been there before. I grew up in a house that didn't believe in this type of stuff, but then at a certain point, they was going to see a practitioner about the spell work that was placed on the family and doing different things around there. So I know they'll go. I know they'll go and do this. Exactly what I'm doing right now. They'll go and do it. And so in the process of me building up what I built up for myself, people probably thought that I was getting my money from one of those men that I was out there with that had the money. They probably thought I was out there tricking off with them, and that's how I was being able to do what I was doing, not knowing that I was putting the work in the background, and everything I did came from my money. They didn't know that I was actually taking my time and I was supporting these same people who they out there clout chasing with my money. My money, not their money. I wasn't out there with their money being around them. I was out there with my own, what I worked for. And so, yeah, they probably trying to figure out what it is that I was doing to get to where I was going, who I was sleeping with. Nobody. So somebody here got some type of reading done and they knew exactly who to come for. Mind you, I said some type of reading because I don't talk to anybody. I don't tell people my business. And so how would they know exactly who to come for? I even have dreams about my niece trying to chanting on somebody's name who they knew I had some type of potential to work with. And so as soon as that started, I'll just say the potential to work with certain people, as soon as I started getting those certain people attention, as soon as they started watching me do that, then I started having dreams of them chanting on that person's name. And so I'm always told by my spirit guides, by my ancestors, by my God, exactly what's going down here. Yeah, gold digger here is what they are. No, Kanye West ain't saying she a gold digger. Yes, I am. Because I know them. I absolutely am. I am. And so, yeah, you get all the signs, all the clues of everything. So they chanting on this person's name. When I finally stopped going to events where this other person was at, and I was before I even really stopped, I didn't realize really what was going on. And so I was still kind of attending certain things and going certain places and trying to figure out why was people all of a sudden. Sister was trying to do certain things. That song kept coming on, if you drop it down, I'm gonna pick it up. And I told you I get energy from everything. And so I'm taking in the stuff that's going on around me and feeling the energy and being told these things. I'm being actually shown what's going on. I'm being shown what's going on. And so somehow they've gotten these readings, figured out who it was that I was dealing with, and not even on a sexual level, because I hadn't slept with any of these people. And so what they do, they came in and they did just that. Just that. They came in, they spread rumors, they lied, they gossiped. They slept with these people as quick as they could sleep with them. All of them, kind of passed around amongst the group. They have people looking at you a certain way. These people have access to certain things, you know. Already have even, you know, officers looking at me a certain way. Feel like people watching me inside of my house and imitating what it is that I do. I see people making posts about certain things that they shouldn't even know about, but I already know what's going on. Yeah, heavily gang stalked by people. Watch constantly, all in an attempt for people to have my position in life. I guess when it came down to certain people anyway, because that's what they wanted, these people, for their money. And so, meanwhile, I'm here being supportive to certain people in certain situations with my own money that I work for, that I just manage well. And so I'm able to do that. I'm able to go to certain places that you have to pay for. I'm able to support people in what they're doing with my own money, able to give tips and do certain things with my own money. Meanwhile, these people, they want their money. They want their money. And evidently they want mine too. And so what you have is a bunch of people working together here. And a bunch of people working together to steal your money and to sleep with the people you're around because they want the fame. They want the clout too. They want to be seen in a group with these people. And so immediately when they start sleeping with these people, what they did is they stepped off of Instagram and they went to Facebook and started trying to tag certain celebrities and posts on Facebook, so people can know that they have access now to these certain people, so they can get certain people's attention. You know how you try to, you know how a man is sleeping with a woman when he already has a woman, but the side chick wants the person to know, and so they slick throw hints. That's the kind of stuff I was dealing with my own family. Only difference is I was never sleeping with these men. That's the only difference. I never slept with any of them. And so, but what they did is they would constantly throw hints because they want me to know that they have them now, that they are sleeping with these people now, that they didn't even know, you know, that whose attention they got by using my name and talking about me, uh, whose attention they got by spreading rumors and lying and gossiping on me. Reason why everything I was working on all of a sudden came to a stop, a halt, and I started losing everything here. Oh, at a certain point, I even felt like my own children probably had something to do with something here, but as I can tell by certain things that they would say. Nobody comes to me and admit anything here. They don't. And it's fine. No, it's fine. At this point, I'm over it. At this point, I was only trying to rebuild my life back that they've taken their time and torn down, while I'm still being watched by some of these same people who they've slept with, uh, who evidently they won something with them. I don't know what they were winning because I wasn't trying to win anything. I was just being me and doing what I was doing, trying to build me in the process, using my energy on some of these people and building them because I can see they ain't have anybody in that corner that was building them in the way that they needed to be, because the energy was trash, because their self-esteem was low, because it reflected in the people they chose to hang around. But lo and behold, guess what? They chose to hang around more of those people here, and they chose to sleep with those people who were just like the ones that they were already dealing with anyway. Low budget, high price. Yeah. Do I need to finish the rest of that? And so, I guess y'all got what y'all wanted in the process. I just wanted to pull some cards and see what was in the energy. And now I figured out what was in the energy. Yeah. Now I figured it out. Because, last night I went to sleep with this on my mind, trying to figure out, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? Who won what? Because I haven't been in a competition with anybody. Literally, this stuff has been done behind my back. Why nobody say anything? Nobody say anything. And so, whatever y'all have won out there, congratulations. Y'all have done the absolute most to be seen in the way that you are seen. Y'all have done the absolute most to make me be seen in whatever way it is that y'all wanted me to be seen to these certain people. Y'all have done the absolute most to tear down things that I built. Y'all have done the absolute most to steal from me and help others steal from me. And the only thing I can think of is evidently y'all have won the people who are on y'all same level. And that's the level that I've exceeded. Now, I may not have anything to show for it. It hadn't came in. That's all. It hadn't came in. It's because everything that I had to show for it, y'all have torn down so that y'all could look a certain way. Like this big happy family who support each other, who deserve to be in a position that y'all don't deserve to be in. A lot of people, y'all deserve to be in a shallow grave somewhere, but that's not my choice. You let God handle things. You let God handle things. I hope y'all get exactly what you deserve. Anybody y'all working with, anybody y'all jumped to sleep with because y'all have seen me had some type of potential with them and decided you was gonna ruin it by sleeping with them first or sleeping with them anyway altogether when I wasn't sleeping with anybody. They hiding depression. Truth is, some of those family members always been depressed. They've always been emotionally unstable. But when you have a lot of them work together to try to prove a certain point here, then you don't realize that, especially when you've been depressed yourself, and especially when you have low self-esteem yourself, you don't really know how to pick them. You don't really know how to pick them. And so y'all don't recognize the truth is a lot of them out here is depressed, emotionally unstable. Yeah. Keep saying bribe. Some people may have been bribed to do some stuff. When it comes down to money, and people who are money hungry, a lot of people do anything to get to that money. They will work with anybody to get to that money. They will sleep with anybody to get to the money. Y'all know around certain people, morals, integrity don't matter. And that's probably because they lack them themselves, and so they understand how people could stoop so low. And so instead of calling it out and saying, this is not what we stand for, the truth is, it is what they stand for. The truth is, they're one way behind closed doors and they're another way in public. And so the fact that they can watch you stoop so low, it doesn't really bother them like it should bother them. And so they just allow it to happen. They say when you stand for something or you fall for anything, these the type of people who they not used to standing for anything. They used to pretending like they stand for something. And so I say congratulations again, because you blend right in with the people who you are around. And y'all probably all deserve to be around each other. But somebody here, they're gonna stab somebody in the back, because that's what they used to doing. You don't have a bunch of corrupt minded individuals with low morals and no integrity around each other, who not gonna mess around and it reflect off on each other, who not gonna eventually do something to each other. So yeah, whatever y'all want out there, whatever y'all begged y'all way into, whatever it is y'all done slept y'all way into, whatever it is you done lied your way into, these people see clear through that. They know what's going on. You can't say you didn't know what was going on, like you were clueless to what was going on, because they know. They more spiritually inclined than you like to think. And you would give them credit to. The only difference is they don't use it for things that make sense. They use it to manipulate. And so when they see other people manipulating, they just sit back and watch it. They say, may the best person win here. But it's not a competition when you competing against somebody who's not even fully aware of what's going on. It's not a competition. When you've taken your time and done dark magic and spell work over people and have caused people to lose everything they have while y'all are working with a team of people who've always had more. It's not a competition. When you sleeping with people who have access to police officers and they trying to take you down and set you up, it's not a competition. When you moving dirty like that against somebody who's not even competing with you. So yeah. Happy holidays to y'all. Glad y'all won what y'all have worked so hard to win, whatever it was. I can promise you it wasn't meant for me. Whatever's meant for me is still going to be for me. Whatever doors were closed, it's because it's bigger ones that's about to open. And I'm not going to tell lies on y'all and have people looking at y'all a certain way. What I'm going to tell is truths on y'all. Somebody ever asked me what happened, I'm going to tell you the truth. And unfortunately, y'all truth is going to make y'all look a lot worse than the lies that y'all gathered and told on me. Y'all truth is going to expose you to people. People going to see who you truly are behind closed doors. Not what you present yourself to be out in the public. Yeah. Trying to get a reaction, because that's what they've been doing the whole time. Poking the bear, trying to get somebody to react to them. Trying to get you to to snap so they can see she is crazy. We told y'all. This is what they've been doing. You know, I've already a few of my videos. Y'all seen the lady in the gas station. She wasn't doing that on her own. She was paid to do that. This is what I deal with regularly in life. People who paid to try to sabotage me. This is what I deal with. But now that I see it was some type of legacy here, some type of I don't know, could have been something that came along with a lot of money that they were trying to win. And it wasn't even just one side of my family. I say my sisters too, but the truth is I got an army brat little brother who's been watching stuff behind the scene a lot of times. You know, in the army they can do a lot as well. They teach you how to do a lot of stuff as well. And so I've had him in the background watching me and slick competing with me. And so when he seen me hanging with certain celebrities, what he would do is try to compete with those celebrities that was around. And so that's why I stopped dealing with them. And that's on two different sides. So you can imagine here I am with two different sides of the family and they both acting the same way. Jealous, envious, coming from me in certain ways because they want what it is that I have. And so he would watch me in the background and then try to compete with what he see was happening. He would compete with me, what I'm doing, and he would compete with the celebrities in the background to try to, you know, I guess make him feel better, to make it seem like, you know, he can do what they doing too, is what he wanted to show. You know, his army money could buy some of the same things that they was buying with their money. And so he would watch them and watch me and then go back and try to do what it is they doing. Example, compete with me and my ability to talk about certain things and the education I have as far as me having a master's degree. He in the background trying to gain all the accolades that I have. And he watched them and see them going to certain places and doing certain things. And at the time, I would book his trips and, you know, I'd be like, you know, where is it that you want me to look at? And what he would tell me is some of the same places, the same places he's seen those people go to. And so he watching me and he watching the people who are in my energy, the people who I'm hanging around, and he's trying to compete with me on a level of having the same education, on a level of being around certain people, and he's trying to compete with them money-wise. And so when I would ask, well, what do you want? Where you looking into going with my travel business? Where you looking into going? What places you want me to look at? He'd be like, oh, this place and that place and this place and that place. And the places would consist of the people who he watched go. And so if somebody whose events I've been to a couple of times has been to Jamaica, they've been to Europe, they've been to Africa. And when I asked him where he want to go, he's gonna be like, oh, you know, I was thinking about Jamaica, Europe, to Africa. That's the kind that's the kind of bullshit I deal with, y'all. I kid you not. Like I kid you not. This is what I was going through in the background. And you know, you quietly sit up and you don't say anything and you taking all of this stuff in. You taking it all in. You taking it all in. But you know what's going on. And so eventually I just kind of stopped dealing with them altogether too. I just, you get irritated by it. It's like, what is all the competition? We family. It's supposed to be each one teach one. It's supposed to be, if I get to where I'm going first, then let me reach up and pull you up. But that's not how it is. They felt entitled to be there first, and in some cases be the only ones who were there, because they so used to me taking the back road. They so used to me sitting down and allowing them to have their way when it comes down to certain things. They so used to them being the ones who have everything and me having less than. And so to watch me do a switcheroo and all of a sudden be in positions they felt like I shouldn't have. You got both two sides of family that's coming for you at one time, trying to tear you down, doing things in the background to try to compete with you and think you don't know about it. It's black magic. Keep popping out, y'all. Keep popping out. Hacking into things. And you wonder how everybody know where you moving to, where you going. I kid y'all not, when I went to Costa Rica, which was the last vacation I actually was able to take before everything started being torn down. When I went to Costa Rica, I didn't tell anybody because at the time everybody was already kind of acting funny. And so I felt like with me not talking to anybody, they wouldn't miss me. I was gone for one day. When I did not come home that night, my phone started blowing up. And you ask yourself, how does all of a sudden your phone start blowing up? It's like everybody started looking for you. How would they even know you were gone? How would they even know you were gone if they wasn't watching you so hard? But it's so funny because at the time I felt like it was cameras in my house anyway. And so it just made sense that when I didn't come home that night, the next day, everybody started blowing my phone up. And when I didn't answer y'all, when I tell y'all, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Cousins who I haven't talked to in years started calling and sending me messages. People who I hadn't talked to in months started calling and sending me messages. In the background, they just worried about me, like I just all of a sudden died or something. One day of being gone. One day of being gone. And so I knew it was something there. And I think on one of my pages I post something because on the way home, it's so funny. All I kept thinking about was, dang, if they expect something to happen to me, what's really going on? Why would they all of a sudden just start calling like that and acting the way they act? When I was gone for one day, I ain't talked to these people. People who I used to talk to regularly, I hadn't talked to in weeks. People who I've never really had relationships with, I ain't talked to in months or years. And now all of a sudden they calling like, why? And I've been gone from home for one day. It's got to be something. They all know something here. My mother saying, my sister said at the time my mother sent the police over to my house to do a wellness check. Like, I ain't answered my phone in a couple days, and y'all sending somebody to do a wellness check on me when I ain't talked to y'all in weeks or months. You got people who you trying to send inside of my house, and I ain't talked to y'all in weeks or months because I ain't answered my phone the last couple of days. And so it really had me think, like, what's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Where is this coming from all of a sudden? When I was in the airport on the way home, something showed up across the screen, and it said something to the effect of, I'm more alive than ever. And I took a picture of it. And I remember taking that picture of it and thinking, this is a perfect post to go on one of my pages. And I don't know which page I posted it on, but I just remember thinking, this is a perfect post right now. Because here it is, I got all these people calling, pretending like I'm dead, like something just happened all of a sudden. I've been gone for at that time, my total trip was only about 4 or 5 days long. But when I tell you they start blowing my phone up the second day, after I left that first day and I didn't show back up at home the second day, my phone started blowing up. It just started blowing up. All these random calls, all these text messages, people messaging me on all different apps. Now, mind you, some of them same people I hadn't talked to since then. That's the that's the funny part about it, y'all. Some of those same people who reached out to me then that was so worried, I haven't talked to since they reached out to me then. So yeah. And it's so weird that that was my last trip I was able to take, because everything just started happening out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Moving, which I might be. I moved for a while and I came back here. And after being back here, I realized I really had nothing to come back to. My child, my grandson. But I only moved back here and I been tortured more than ever now. People in my energy constantly doing things to get a reaction. Me still not being able to get a real job. Them still trying to tear down the money that I'm able to make on my own. Them doing stuff in the background to try to cause that to stop. Because they see you as a threat. They see me as a threat. A person who would give the shirt off their back to help people. A person who have loaned money to these same family members who were coming for me in the background. Same person who they would say I'm the only one they can trust when it comes down to even asking for money. Who look at me as a threat? Can't be the people who I was taking my time and uplifting when I seen your self-esteem on the floor. The people who I was supporting at events and spending my own money to come there. Y'all see me as a threat. I'm supporting y'all. Like, who see who as a threat? It doesn't make sense. I never done anything to be seen as a threat other than be myself. And so if the threat is me being myself, and you can't be in competition with someone who is being authentic while you are being fake, fraud, then maybe that's the case here. What I can do naturally, y'all have to try to steal energy and try to be other people in order to gain. Y'all have to use somebody else's name and tear somebody else down in order for you to look like you're better than. Maybe that's the issue here. And that's why you see me as a threat. Because what I do naturally, y'all have to fight so hard and backstab and lie and manipulate to be able to do. If nothing else, it makes me know who I am. I know exactly who I am. And I know exactly who you are not. Yeah. Somebody commented, a lot of these people who do the card readings end up feeling like projection. I know what that's supposed to mean, but no. When I first read it, what I actually got, a lot of these people who get card readings done ended up feeling rejected. And I feel like that's the case here. And that's why God don't give certain people abilities to know certain things. And a lot of people go out their way to get the gifts that they have, to manipulate certain things, to be able to do certain things, but God didn't give them that. God wouldn't have gave it to you because God knows that you aren't ready for it. And he makes you go through certain things in life to humble yourself and to prepare you to be able to handle certain gifts. And so when you see people out there who have these gifts of being able to hear certain things, and what they do is they're listening to certain things and they're getting upset about it and secretly coming for people and trying to tear people down. You can bet your bottom dollar that that's one of those people who God did not open up gifts, but they've done something extra to open it up themselves because they don't know how to handle it, because they're not humble, because they see and they hear certain things and they feel rejected in life. They know what somebody has coming for them in their life, and they know that their life is not gonna compare to what somebody else has coming, and they're automatically jealous and envious, and they want to tear that person's life down, and they trying to do destiny swaps and all of that. Those are the people out here who, these gifts God didn't give you. You either working for the devil or you've done something. You've done something to manipulate something about yourself in order to receive those gifts. Otherwise, you would just be able to bask in your own energy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to come for people because you would know who you are. You got many people out here using their so-called gifts to manipulate certain things in life and other people's lives. God ain't gonna open up gifts for you until he feel like you're ready, until you know how to handle certain things. And it's clear. Can't be any more clearer that you don't know how to handle certain things when you have to come for people because of what you heard them think, or you have to come for people because of what you know they're destined to have. Because the truth is, when you fix yourself and you go after what it is that you're supposed to be destined to have, and you realize, somebody out there said your life is not better. There's no such thing as your life being better than anybody else's. When you are living in your purpose and you're doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and everybody plays a role in this world. Everything out here has a position and it plays a role. The trees play a role. The grass play a role. That's because the trees stand high and the grass sits low. It doesn't mean that the trees are better than the grass. It just means they play their own role. And so when you realize that in life, then jealousy don't come to you. Then it's easy for you to cheer people on when you see them winning, when it's their turn to get certain things. Certain things may not be for you. Doesn't mean that you don't have a position, an important role to play in life. It just means that that's not your role. That's not your place. Too many people out here don't know their place. And so they find themselves fighting for the place of somebody else. And it's sad. That's what It's what the world has come to. You'll have people out there who making so much money in life, but they still don't know their place. Truth is, they probably got that in that position to make that so much money because of something they did they probably shouldn't have done to begin with. If they know their place, then they wouldn't be coming for you and yours, especially when they have all of this status and all of this money and you have nothing. And so for them to go out the way to try to make you have nothing even more, even less than what you have, for them to go out their way to try to mimic your energy, to try to steal your essence. Again, it's an example of somebody not knowing their place, not having any morals, not having any integrity when it comes down to what they've done, what they do, and how they do it. That's somebody not walking that path that they supposed to be walking, because if they were on the one that they supposed to be walking, then they would be learning lessons and not trying to take somebody else off their path. They'd be more focused on finding what's for them than destroying what's for somebody else. See, they show favoritism here. And an inheritance first gained by greed is not going to be a blessing in the end. Whatever it is they think they won by doing what it is that they've done behind the scenes, you won't have it for long. See, God has his way of allowing you to get up so high so that you can fall so hard to prove a point that at the end of the day, it's what he wants. It's his way. It's not yours. And so whether that fall is you losing it and you felt like you realize, yeah, things got a funny way of working out. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, y'all.